Thought they were blue. Okay. Anyway, it looks like we did lose the exotic range, or exotic, I was going to say the exotic ranger, the exotic goods trader. Looks like they've moved out of range, but that's okay. We've had other things to contend with. Now, one of the things I noticed was that our stockpile down here was actually not taking some of the, it wasn't taking wood, some of those raw materials, so I actually had to switch that on. Once I did, they went ahead and came up here and moved the wood and everything out. So I set this stockpile up for corpses, so they'll move those guys up into there. These guys are not moved. I'm not sure why. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe because they're in a stockpile already versus being out and loose. But that's cool. Let's go ahead and select this guy. Check that out. Won't spoil. That's the first time I noticed that. I probably could have noticed if I focused on it when I clicked on the berries, but I was so focused on the quantity. But you can see it says frozen, won't spoil. That is awesome. So cool. We only have 4 potatoes, but we'll have more of those coming in. Strawberries slowly coming in. August 3rd. So we've got a number of weeks left still, but I don't know. These take a bit to grow. So I'm going to try and keep these guys cranking and really focusing on the food. Having said that, where is Vortak? Where did he go? Where is he? Okay, yeah, right there he is. Somehow I lost him in the fray, but yeah, we're going to keep him focused on the food. I may even find somebody else who's decent at that and get them working on the food and really kind of get that going. I'm even thinking about starting a new... in fact, you know what? Let's just go ahead and look at that now. Zone, growing area, and let's see. We're storing here, but there's not really a lot of good space for that. Let's see. Let's just drop this next to here. Let's take a look at our options. Growing, potato plant. So I guess that's it as far as food. Potato and strawberry. We certainly could do more of something. We could do more strawberries, perhaps. And you can actually click on these and see what they're all about. Obviously, we know what trees are all about, but you can click on, say, this guy. And this plant was selectively bred, and I chose this because I actually don't know anything about this one. You know, for a long time by settlers, it is sometimes also called the healer's hand by the tribespeople. Ooh, interesting. Look at that, to its 5 major medicinal virtues. Wow, I think we'll go ahead and leave that. Like I said, we could do more strawberries or potatoes, but I actually really like that, especially because we've only got the one medical... Oh wait, we have 13 of these guys. That's awesome. Wow. Okay. Maybe we'll go ahead and change this then. Potatoes. Let's go ahead and make this strawberries. We'll do that because we got a big area of potatoes here. So Vortak is pulling up potatoes. Looks like Weem is hauling them off to the freezer. Very good. I like it. Let's work together as a team to gather up the food. Now, one of the things I really want to get going is a cooking table so we can kind of start preparing some actual meals and setting those aside. So we will need a place for it. Let's go ahead and jump in here. Production. Let's see. Butcher's table, right? For butchering dead creatures into pieces of raw meat. So that gets us the raw meat. And then we would need the cook stove for preparing meals. So we kind of got 2 things we have to do. I guess I didn't realize that. It's very interesting. And we got somebody roaming in here. Ben is rolling in here. Let's see. Where can we do this? I don't want to put it up in here. It's freezing in there. Nobody's going to want to work in there. Let's, I think we can kind of figure it out in here if we get rid of the beds. If we kind of move some things around, we might be able to get both tables in on one side. Maybe that's the way to go. We will have to deconstruct this stuff, which obviously is going to take some work. Actually, you know what? Let's deconstruct one. I think we can get 2 tables along the wall here. Maybe that's what we'll shoot for. Looks like Weem might be on it. I've got this. Well, everybody's settled in for some sleep, and I kind of wanted to take a look at a couple things and show you, for one, that we've got the 2 tables set up here. I'm going to get those going. And I did resolve the bed thing. I thought it was kind of weird. I was like, why is this a prisoner bed all of a sudden? I think it's because I designated this bed as a prisoner bed before the wall was done, and it set this as a prisoner bed. So even though I set it to medical, it was still set for prisoners, so I couldn't really use it. So anyway, we've got that all resolved now. We now have the medical bed in here. The 2 benches are going to get ready to be worked on. Now, I noticed that the cloth was down. We had 80 something last time I looked, and now all of a sudden it was at 24. So as we click here, we can see we have an unfinished cloth parka. So Megumi is working on this. 106 work left to go on it. I think it started at 380 something, somewhere along those lines. So she's working away on that, which is great, because I think Wang's running around here with no clothes on. So anyway, we're gonna get that resolved. Yeah, things are going pretty well here. Megumi's been doing research. You can see we're just about done here, getting close, and that's on the pneumatic picks. I believe that's what it is. So once we get that done, we'll be able to mine a bit faster, which is going to be great. We can get some more gold, for example, and we could even really get to mining into this place and kind of maybe build, like kind of work on a base inside the mountain and eventually maybe move into it once it's kind of furnished and set. I don't know, that's an option. I do like the idea of setting up a base in here that has a doorway to the other side so we can move between really easily either way, but anyway, we'll think about that a bit. Additionally, we don't have to worry about things like fire, for example, at least from lightning, if we're kind of inside and have stone walls, for example. But anyway, that's all stuff that's going to be out there a ways in the future. We've got plenty of other work ahead of us, but I think we're doing pretty good. Power is looking really good. We've got the 5 batteries going right now. They're completely full, and everything's working out pretty well here. I like the idea of getting some more batteries going just in case, and in that case it might be kind of cool to put those inside. And part of me was, whoa. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and pause. So people should be going on fire duty right now, but I want to kind of finish my thought here. I was thinking we've got this little room here, and so I could actually put batteries, a number of batteries in here, and run some power into here, and maybe add another solar panel. So we've kind of got batteries set aside drawing power. That way, if we ended up with something being destroyed out here, oh wow, look at that. Speaking of batteries, oh man. Has been discharged. Look at that. What a bummer. We just lost all that power I was sitting here talking about. That sucks. I think we can get that back pretty quick, but hopefully we don't have some kind of event, you know, a solar eclipse or something. Oh man, that would be really, really bad. But anyway, if we had some batteries set aside, what you can imagine is we could maybe fill them up, and then we could actually break the conduit, for example, so that it's really not connected to the grid at all, and it's kind of like a backup. I don't know if that's typically done by people, but in my mind it seems like a good idea. But anyway, I suppose it is open. There's no roof over this. It's brightly lit, as we can see. So that would be a thing. Maybe we'd have to figure out how to get a roof on that and everything. But boy, we got an issue on our hands right now with this fire. And usually the firefighting is, yeah, it's kind of a top priority. So one of the things, let's see. Yeah, it looks like they're going to get on it. I think our home zone definitely covers all of this stuff, so these guys are rushing food in there, but they really need to help put the fire out. Get in there, get this thing put out, help everybody in on this thing. Probably need less repairing right now, Weem. Oh, he's not a firefighter. That would make total sense. He won't do it. Him and Wang are like, fire? No. Just all of the no, which is unfortunate. We just got 3 to kind of work on it, but anyway, we're going to leave them to that. Keep our fingers crossed. Hope they can get to this. You can see it's actually, boy, our door is burnt. This is going to get right into our refrigerator. And this is kind of the event I talked about earlier I was worried about. We get a fire and we've got these wood structures, but hopefully we can get this resolved. I'm actually going to try to prioritize this fire over here and get Vortec to prioritize on this side. And look at that. Our research is finished. Wang was in there researching while everything's burning down around her. Alrighty, we are back in business. Power is fully restored. You can see the batteries are coming, I was going to say coming back online. I guess they were never offline, but they are taking in power now. So we're in a much, much better position. Kind of get this kind of going again. It really makes me nervous having no power, because all of a sudden we can have a solar flare, some kind of eclipse that really throw us for a loop. But I think we're doing pretty good. We're going to get this recovered. Now, we have the new tables here, and again, these are things I have not worked on before, so I'm going to actually check these out. And I think we start with the butcher table. So So let's check that out. We're going to add a bill to butcher a creature. Okay. Let's configure. So animal corpses. That's fine. I think we'll just leave it at that. That's fine. We'll go ahead and we'll let that happen. Let's see. Do X times. Do till we have X. We're just going to do 1 for now. And then let's check out the cooking here. We can add a bill. Okay, and we got a couple different options here. Simple meal, fine meal, lavish meal. Assuming these all take different quantities. Let's do the simple meal and check it out. So the simple meal is 10 raw food, 5 working. 5 working. Oh, do I have to cancel this now? Simple meal, cook fine meal. Let's check this guy out. Okay, 8, 5 meat, 5 vegetarian. Okay, so yeah, it starts to ramp up. So anyway, let's see. What do we say? Work about 5. That's really not that bad. 10 raw food. So we're gonna go ahead and leave that up, and let's jump back over here. Check this guy out. Okay, 8 requires 1 corpse, and I thought it might tell me what it kicks out. Obtain its meat. So we don't really know how much meat. We just know we're going to get meat. Once we know the quantity there, then we can have a better idea. It may be that 1 muffalo, for example, can create a whole bunch of lavish, a lavish meal. I'm not sure. Obviously, there's other materials involved, but as far as from the meat standpoint. But anyway, I think we're going to leave it at that and play with that a bit later. And let's take a peek here. So we've already used the power. See how this is we have all of these things needing power, and the little bit that we had in the battery just wasn't enough to do it. We're probably going to have to turn some things off to try and kind of build up some power, but I think it'd be a good idea to add another power generator to the grid, maybe another solar panel or something. So we've got a creature butchered. That's pretty cool. I want to actually select this. Look at that, 75 muffalo meat. That is awesome. 71 there. And what do we have? Muffalo leather. Awesome. Where is Weem taking that leather? I want to see where he ends up putting that. Now, we did also finish the parka, and I had Wayne go ahead and put the parka on. So look at that, 32 leather. Wow, we definitely need to do some hunting. That would be great. Go out and bring back some more muffalo. So we're getting some cooking done now, some simple meat. It looks like Weem might be, or sorry, Fohamner's carrying that. Let's take a look. Simple meal. Okay. Cool. That's cool. We're getting some cooking done here. Excellent. This is a very, very good thing. Very good thing we have going here. So we've got, let's see. He just dragged the corpse up and started chopping it. I think, is this guy too... Yeah, he's rotting. So we're probably going to want to bury him. That's the thing that we can do, I believe. And I know we can do it with people, but there was something about one of the stockpiles that asked if it would allow meat that's been, or corpses that have been buried to be moved there. So I think we can bury those guys as well. We'll get into all of that in a bit, probably setting up some kind of graveyard somewhere, but right now we're not going to concern ourselves with that. That was a whole lot of meat that came out of there, so I'm very, very happy about that. Alrighty, so what I want to do is I want to get some power going again. I talked about putting another solar panel down. I like the position of this one because it's kind of out in the open a bit, and we can actually just drop one right against this guy and have that automatically connect and not worry about having it out somewhere and having to draw power in, or conduits rather. So I think that's a good spot for that. We're obviously losing some sun, so once again we're going to burn through power. You can see it already went down a little bit because we have stuff running and we're not bringing in enough. So it's going to be another cold night, I think. But that's okay. At least we're inside and not out in the elements, and we will get this resolved. We'll get another one of these power supplies. We do have a good amount of steel. I said power supply, I meant solar generator. So anyway, we could certainly do another one as well and try to really get on top of this. Let's see, is that where I want to... I don't really have another good place for this. This might not be a bad area down here, but I don't want to kind of clog the area where we're going to have potentially enemies coming in. Now, one of the things I want to draw your attention to is that I went ahead and popped a hole through here, and I just now filled this in with steel. So any enemies that want to come through here, I'm hoping as far as the pathing goes, they don't try to just go destroy this, but instead just decide to kind of wander down through here, because what does that do? It makes them come in through one of our two main entrances, and at that point we can kind of turn the turret on them. So anyway, I thought that was kind of a cool idea. It really didn't take much in order to kind of redirect everybody. Definitely a cool way to go. We can see here it's Megumi's birthday today. She just turned 28, so congratulations to her. And yeah, August 6th. You can see that I've set everything to harvest here as much as we can anyway. So we're going to get some of that stuff stored away. More strawberries coming in. Obviously, we have a lot more that's going to be stocked away at some point, probably in the morning. More strawberries growing in here, but I almost feel like I want to get more going. I want to get more stuff happening here. So let's go to the zone. And take a peek here. What we'll do is we're just going to add on to this stockpile zone and kind of come out here, maybe to there. So that fully extends that. So we have much more area for strawberries. Obviously there's some a little bit of debris in some of the areas here. We probably aren't going to be able to grow in some of those spots, but that's cool. We're going to get that going. Let's see, what else do we have here? Potatoes going. Looks like we're going to get the power in right now. That's going to be cool. Very cool. And of course, now that we have the picks researched, I decided we should get some mining going on it. People were getting kind of idle, so I said, you know what, go dig things. But we do have a new research project in. What I went with was the smelter, I believe, yeah. So we can actually take the slag chunks and melt those down for other purposes. I thought that would be kind of cool. Something I've never done before. Sounds cool because we have slag kind of laying around. There's a chunk here. So anyway, make some use of the things laying around here and see something new. So let's see. We got the power coming in. This is going to be great. We got to get this going. Between this and the food, I think that's going to be good, because when we go into winter, who knows what's going to happen. We could have some crazy storms and again, lose sunlight, really be cut down on power. So we got to really gather what we can right now in preparation. Okay, today I once again want to check in on the health of everyone. So we're going to go ahead and let people go about their work, which everything seems to be going pretty well. But we're going to go ahead and bring open, let's see, their thoughts. So people, I think this is going to be across the board that people are complaining about the nutrient paste, but really that's the only thing that Fohammer has to complain about. Looks like the same goes for Megumi. So very cool. We've got this trait here, Sanguine. Vortak is right now doing quite well. So while he is complaining about the paste, really not too big a deal to him. Weem is doing alright. Had a chat. It's been good. Wang's probably had a nice chat as well. Is naked and not happy about it. He's got the parka on. She's got the parka. I don't know. We'll have to maybe make some clothing here. We can actually jump in here and deal with that. But it looks like everybody's doing pretty well. Let's see. Let's go into bills here. That was for the parka. So let's see. Maybe we need to make some pants. That might be a thing. And we just stick to... We do have leather. Let's do that. Although it says reuse it, or requires 50 usable ingredients. Okay. So the pants don't require as many ingredients, but we do have 79 cloth and only 32 leather. So anyway, we could make some cloth pants. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll just do the one time. So that's cool. And maybe Megumi will get to that. She seems to be the crafter. Yeah, she's grabbing the cloth right there. So she's going to go ahead and make herself some pants. So hopefully that's cool. The parka is just not cutting it. Maybe it's not long enough. But anyway, we'll get. Or I'm sorry, it was Huang who had the parka. So let's see. Let's go back in here really quick. Yeah, naked. Okay. So Wang's parka is not good enough, but Megumi will make her some pants, and hopefully that will get that resolved. Food is coming along quite well. We've got a good chunk of wood and everything. I really would like to have some resources get over the 1,000 mark. I think it would be a little bit more comfortable than maybe selling some off if we ran into a trader that had something that we wanted. But yeah, it's not too bad right now. Let's go ahead and jump into orders and see what we can harvest. A couple of those guys. Can we do this stuff yet? Yes. Awesome. And then we can do probably some of this stuff, yeah. On this end. Excellent. Very cool. I kind of like the idea of extending the stockpile for the cloth because we're really not getting a ton of it. And so we can't... It requires quite a bit to make the clothing. So let's check that out. We need a growing zone. We'll select the one we're on. And just kind of... Let's extend this in kind of these... all these directions. It's kind of taking the focus away from the food, which I know I've been kind of stressing is really important, but I think we're actually doing pretty good. We're storing a lot away. We've got a lot more coming. We're August 7th, so I think we're going to get a very good amount going in here. So I think that's about all we can hope for, is just to have a good full room of this stuff, or at least as full as we can get. And these are all stacking up, so it really ends up being quite a bit of stuff in here. But anyway, yeah, I think the clothing would be good because you can get. I want to like work up. I think you can actually research some better clothing. I could be remembering wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But I thought you could research something about the making kind of better clothing. Yeah, I may just be completely wrong. It may have something to do with getting kind of the better materials from other people, and then we've got some more options. But anyway, I think we're doing pretty good. I certainly can't believe we made it this long. I generally have killed off everybody by this point, but I do have to thank you guys for leaving your comments and giving me tips and everything. It definitely helps, and there's a lot of things I can miss. I get focused here on making making these videos and sharing them with you guys, and kind of thinking about what I want to show you guys next, and so it's very easy for me to miss things. I appreciate you guys kind of keeping an eye on me and keeping me in check, making sure that I'm doing the things I need to be doing, and I'm sure we've still been making lots of mistakes, but that's okay. We've made it this far, and I'm pretty happy with where we're at.